Hello there. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Eunice. I'm a counselor. I speak about mental health, trauma, addiction, couples, singles, and married couples. I have series for them. If you haven't seen any of my videos, please check them out. Like, subscribe, share. And now let me jump right in. Today I want to talk about stimulant misuse among college students. The use of stimulants have been around for a long time. When I was in school in the 80s and 90s, there were stimulants and there were students who used stimulants back then. And even before me in the 60s and the 50s, people used stimulants. Students used stimulants in those days as well. Today, I want to send a note of warning to alert people about the consequences of using stimulants or misuse of stimulants. This stimulant that I want to talk about, the amphetamine and amphetamine like prescription medications. They're actually prescription medications. They use them for conditions, neurological conditions like ADHD and other conditions. Some people have trouble with their sleep wake cycles and they have to take medications to help them regulate the cycle. And other neurological conditions, they are not meant for some purposes that students use them for. Some students use stimulants to help them stay awake and study. Looking at the alertness piece of stimulants, people do take them, and with the prolonged use, they might have a hard time going to bed at night. So, people that have taken them for months, they may have insomnia. With insomnia, it could lead to anxiety. The brain is meant to rest. Human body is not a machine that runs 24/7. So that's why we have daytime and nighttime. Nighttime is supposed to be bedtime, not stay awake all night for days and weeks. Some people even develop stimulant induced mental illness like psychosis. In the long run, the mental and physical health could be badly affected. This topic is very close to home for me. I lost a family member to substance induced psychosis. There was no mental illness in the family, no history of it, no history of addiction in the family. But this young fellow started using substances in his early adult years and he became addicted and eventually he developed psychosis and died because of the complications and other physical health that came up because of the use of substances. So, other than the mental and physical health that could be affected with the use of stimulant, another point is it's illegal to sell your prescription medication or buy prescription medications on the street. Some people have conditions that they use all these medications to help them function well. And for one reason or another, they decide to sell their meds. This is illegal. If you get caught, you can go to jail for it. College students need to be aware of the potential legal ramifications of sharing their medications. I cannot emphasize this enough. And also, there are academic consequences. Relying on stimulant to stay awake is not a long-term solution for whatever your academic challenge may be. Eventually, you might get so sick because your body becomes tolerant and dependent on this medication, and before you know it, you won't be able to do anything until you take. The more you take, the more you will need to take, because your body becomes so used to the medication, and then you have to take more and more and more. Studies have shown that they actually stimulants don't increase GPAs. They make your GPAs drop. People who use them, they miss classes. They have tendencies of taking other substances because, like I said, as the body gets used to it, then you want to take more. And then because whatever stimulant you are taking is not working well anymore, then people think about other substances that they can use to supplement. And then that's how they will start using other substances. And using other substances can also increase the risk of developing mental illness. And the cycle goes on. So, taking these medications to boost your studying, to enhance alertness, starting from there, looking at how it impacts your health, your mental health, and your physical health. It is dangerous. So my suggestion for students would be to look for healthy way. There are healthy ways that you can use to study effectively. Maybe you need to join a study group. Maybe you need to have a study friend. Maybe you need to study yourself first. Know what works for you. It's not everyone that can read at night. For example, me, I don't read at night. Even now, I can read in the evening depending on how busy my day was. I've done 2 degrees while working. The first one I was working full time. So what I did back then was stay back at work, study for a couple of hours before I go home, wake up early in the morning, study before I go to work, or on Saturdays, wake up early before my children wake up, study, do my assignments, write my papers. That's how I do my. Even when I was single in high school and college, I did not stay awake to study. Back then, there is this impression that you need to stay awake to and study before you can successfully pass your exams. No, it didn't work for me. And people will look at me sleep at night. They will think, oh, she will fail because she didn't study at night. It's not everyone that can study at night. Do what works for you. Do what works for you. So the bottom line is finding a healthy way, non-medical way of studying. And for parents, it is very important that you support your children because they are in college now. Does not mean that they should be left alone. Yes, they are in the university or polytechnic or different colleges. Yes, they are 18 or maybe close to 18 or even in their 20s. Teenagers and young adults' brains are not fully developed. It takes a few more years. Brain is fully developed by the time you are almost 25. So that is why it is important for parents to stand by their children, to support them. They still need guidance. They need to be supervised. I'm not saying be an helicopter parent. That's not what I mean. What I mean is being able to know your children for when you need to help them, walking alongside them, checking in with them regularly to see how their day went, if they need any suggestions, they need anything that you can do to help them in their studies. Checking in with them regularly will help you to know whatever they are struggling with, however they are studying, or if they are struggling with their studies. If you don't have a solid parent-child bond, maybe your child is insecure, has insecure attachment. This is something you need to look into. I don't want to talk too much about secure attachment and unsecure attachment here. I don't want this video to be lengthy. But what I'm trying to say is think about ways that you can repair your relationship with your child or children if the attachment is not secure due to one reason or another. Look for strategies to strengthen that relationship. Is very, very important. Having that bond with your child will help you to know when they are happy and when they are struggling with whatever they may be struggling with. Until I come your way again, a few things stand out today. Stimulant misuse is illegal. Buying prescription medication is illegal. Using stimulant to help you study is not sustainable. Think about things, ways that you can study without using medication. Prolonged use of stimulants. If you don't have a condition that you need to use stimulant, if you are using them, you can induce mental health issues. Some people develop anxiety, some people develop psychosis, and some people who have underlying mental illness, it can become worse if you use unprescribed medication. My name is Eunice. I will see you next time. Bye bye.